Good evening. Fancy ball of some sort?
No, not exactly. Just a little friendly dance. I'm sorry I missed it.
But I saw a footman dancing and a groom.
Yes, that is the Lord High Footman.
And dear me, a common little drummer boy.
No, that's the Lord High Drummer Boy.
Surely the servants' hall is the proper place for these gentry?
Certainly not. That's the royal apartment, which they rent to us for a very reasonable price.
We really must have some place that we can call our very own.
I'm afraid I'm not quite equal to the intellectual pressures of this conversation.
You see, the monarchy has been remodeled on Republican principles.
What?
All men are at the head of their own department, and all departments rank equally.
I see.
I'm afraid you're annoyed.
No, I won't say that. You see, in every court there are distinctions that must be observed.
Oh, there are there?
Of course. For instance, you would not have a Lord High Chancellor play leapfrog with his own cook. Because a Lord High Chancellor is a personage of great dignity who should never, under any circumstance, place himself in position to be told to tuck in his tunic, except by a nobleman of his own rank. A Lord High Archbishop, for instance, might tell a Lord High Chancellor to tuck in his tunic. But not a cook, gentlemen, certainly not a cook.
Not even a Lord High cook?
Oh, my friend, that is not a rank that is recognized by the Lord High Chancellor's office! Won't do. Listen, I'll give you an example of the time the experiment was tried. There lived a king, as I've been told, in the wonder-working days of old, when hearts were twice as good as gold, and 20 times as mellow. Good temper triumphed in his place, and in his heart he found a place for all the erring human race, and every wretched fellow. When he had Rhenish wine to drink, it made him very sad to think that some at junket or at drink must be content with toddy. Must be content with toddy. He wished all men as rich as he, and he was rich as rich could be. So to the top of every tree promoted everybody. Now that's the kind of king for me. He wished all men as rich as he. So to the top of every tree promoted everybody. Lord Chancellors were cheap as sprats, and bishops in their shovel hats grew plentiful as tabby cats. In point of fact, too many prime ministers and puck up like hay, ambassadors and such as they grew like asparagus in May. Dukes were 3 a penny. On every side field marshals named small beer were lords lieutenant. With admirals the ocean's team all round their wide dominions. We're without admirals all round his wide dominion. And party leaders you might meet in 2s and 3s on every street, retaining with the little kids their very opinions. Now that's a sight you couldn't beat, to party leaders in the street, retaining with the little kids their various opinions. That king, although no one denies, his heart was of abnormal size, yet he'd have acted otherwise if he had been acuter. The end is easily foretold when every blessed thing you hold is made of silver or of gold. You long for simple pewter when you have nothing else to wear but cloth of gold and satin fair. For cloth of gold you cease to care. Up goes the price of shoddy, of shoddy, up goes the price of shoddy. In short, whoever you may be, to this conclusion you'll agree, when everyone is somebody, that no one's anybody. Now that's as plain can be. To this conclusion we agree, when everyone is somebody, that no one's anybody. Some important news to communicate. His Duke, His Grace, the Duke of Plaza Toro, Her Grace the Duchess, and their beautiful young daughter Casilda. I say, their beautiful young daughter Casilda,
We heard you.
have arrived in Barataria and may be here at any minute.
The Duke and Duchess are nothing to us.
Yes, but their daughter, their beautiful young daughter. Oh, you're a lucky dog, one of you.
I think you're a very incomprehensible old gentleman.
A bit, I'll explain. Many years ago, when you, whichever you are, were a baby, you, whichever you are, were married to a little girl who has grown up to become the most beautiful young lady in all of Spain. She has arrived and will be here to collect you, whichever you are, in half an hour, and I congratulate that one, whichever he is, with all my heart.
Married when a baby?
We were married 3 months ago.
But one of you, only one. The other is an unintentional bigamist.
Oh, well, upon my word!
Look at these young people.
Who are we? Why, the wives, of course. We've just arrived.
The wives. Oh dear, this complicates matters. Dear, what will Her Majesty say?
And do you mean to say that one of these monarchs was already married, and that neither of us will be queen?
That is the idea I intended to communicate.
Tessa, my dear child.
Get away! Perhaps it's you!
My poor little woman.
Don't! Who knows whose husband you are? And pray, why did you tell us all about this before the Venice?
Because, if I had, no earthly temptation could have induced these gentlemen to leave two such utterly irresistible and fascinating young women.
There's something in that.
I may add that you will not be kept long in suspense, as the old lady who nursed the royal child is at present waiting in the torture chamber.
Poor old girl. Well, hadn't you better go, put her out of her misery?
There's no hurry. We've stocked her cell with a year's supply of the Yale Daily News. However, I will go interrogate her. In the meantime, may I suggest the absolute propriety of your two regarding yourselves as single young ladies? Good evening.